and gentlemen, we are back.
Hi.
Did you miss us? This is episode 1 of season 2 of Before the Ball Drop podcast. And, well, what better way to kick it off than with our third ever classic album clash?
Yep. And who are we doing this
And
time?
we are doing Sonic Youth versus REM, and these are two different genres, and it's gonna be a very interesting one. Just it was like one of those things where it's just I was looking just through all these different albums. I was looking at Smashing Pumpkins, was hoping to do something Smashing Pumpkins, but somehow I stumbled upon this. I said, okay, these two have the same amount of tracks on them. Let's go with these two albums.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a different one because the last one we did was Whole versus Whole, which is similar in its genre, but these two are definitely very different.
Yes, very different, and this is probably the most I've listened to REM in my entire life. Was this album here? So that's another thing that I found interesting about doing this wasn't a. I've been a Sonic Youth fan for many years, but REM I was never a huge fan of. But I gotta say, after listening to this album Out of Time, I have grown quite a fondness towards this band.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion hasn't really changed on REM after listening to this album. But Sonic Youth, I've already listened to this album before, so I do like this album that we're covering, which is Goo.
Yes, Goo is a really good album. I think my favorite Sonic Youth album so far is the one that's called Experimental Jet Set Trash and No Star. Absolutely love that album. But yeah, they've got a lot of good records. Very very cool band, very underrated band. Both Kim Gordon and Thurston Moore are very talented singers and songwriters. So yeah, I equate like Sonic Youth as like kind of like if Hole met Smashing Pumpkins in a way. Like that's kind of like how I've always like described it in a way to people.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it.
hmm But yeah, so we did Sonic Youth's Goo versus REM's Out of Time. Can get right into track 1. It was Dirty Boots versus Radio Song. Dirty Boots is one of the singles by Sonic Youth that I think a lot of people know. But yeah, it's just a great pair of intro tracks in my opinion. One covering themes of adolescence and the other about the negative impact of the media. I appreciate the little rap outro for Radio Song and the overall message of Radio Song by REM, but as the two standalone tracks that they are, I've gotta give the edge to Dirty Boots. Dirty Boots is a really, really catchy song. I love Dirty Boots.
I'm gonna be biased because Sonic Youth was one of my like go-tos as a high schooler. I have to go with Dirty Boots just because it was a band that I listened to a lot in high school, and Dirty Boots was always on repeat.
Yeah, really, really good song. I definitely don't blame you there. Yeah, Radio Song's not a bad song by REM. It's a good intro track for this album. Wish I could say it sets the pace for the album, but the album's kind of like all over the place. Out of Time. It's actually a very the songs aren't very is the word be like congruent like with each other. Like it's a very interesting album. So and we'll get into that as we go towards the towards the end here.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1 point for Dirty Boots, Sonic Youth for both of us. Track 2, Tunic versus Losing My Religion. Do you want to start off with your thoughts?
So, Losing My Religion is obviously a cult classic. Even if you're not an REM fan, I feel like Losing My Religion is a song that you would like, regardless of if you like the band or not. So, I really always like this song a lot. I've liked all the remakes made of it. The Glee one that was made of it. Like, the I don't know why. Like, I've never looked into the lyrics too much or what the song was about, but the you have to admit that it has a great, um, like, what's the word I'm looking for? The beat to it. It has a great beat to it.
Yeah, and I mean the lyrics are, obviously like super deep, and there's like a deeper meaning to it as well. It is. It's a classic song, like you said, a cult classic. I think that's like the perfect way to describe "Losing My Religion."
And despite popular belief, it does not have anything to do with religion. Surprisingly.
Exactly.
I know, right?
Yes. Yeah, I know. That's one of those things. It's like, like when, like, that's what I love about songwriting is like, it can mean, songs can mean so many different things. And it's, a lot of times it's more than just surface level. And Losing My Religion is one of those songs where it's actually more or less about the idea of being at the end of your rope, like emotionally, like you're, like, and you're close to the edge, basically.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that, yeah. And then
Yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna say the other track by Sonic Youth, Tunic, is sad though at the same time.
Yeah, Tunic is a very, very, very sad song. I gotta say, I love Kim Gordon. She reminds me a bit of Courtney Love, and like a lot of like some of like there's some similarities I feel like between how her and Courtney Love like compose like their songs
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, And yeah, Tunic's a song about Karen Carpenter who passed away from an eating disorder,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically like a story from Karen's point of view, and it is it's very haunting, very haunting song.
Yes, which is why. Well, actually, I was going to give the point originally to Sonic Youth, but I'm gonna have to go with REM for this one.
Oh, okay,
It's
there you
just,
go.
yeah,
Yeah,
like again, the nostalgia just overdrives the meaning for me, at least in this case.
yeah. I gotta say that unpopular opinion probably, but I'm not a huge fan of the original "Losing My Religion" by REM. I it sets the groundwork for any of the covers that ever came after, but the Lacuna Coil cover of this song in particular is one of my favorites.
That's
I
actually one I
absolutely
haven't heard.
Yeah, Lacuna Coil's version is incredible. So when I listen to, if I was gonna listen to the song "Losing My Religion," I think I would put on that cover by Lacuna Coil. Um, yeah, there's something about Tunic by Sonic Youth for me that I don't know, like it's just it's very interesting, and I found myself during the course of doing the notes for this album class, I was going back to that track. I don't know, there's something about it. I think I'm gonna go with Tunic for this one, for on my end.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and of course now we have track 3, "Merry Christ" by Sonic Youth versus "Low" by REM. So like "Merry Christ," it's very very catchy, vibey song. "Merry Christ" is like, from what I gather, like this spiritual being character obviously represents the qualities of both Jesus and Mary, and apparently she has like these X-ray eyes and other spiritual powers. It's a very very weird song, but also like I said, very vibey and catchy. Certainly interesting, and it's very fast paced. "Low," in contrast, is like this very sad, melancholic song, and it's about like rejection. It's a well written song, but like I don't know, like it's one of those cases where I personally couldn't get into the song "Low." I mean, it's a good song. Like subsequent listens, it got better, and I added it to my playlist. It's a good song, but I don't know. Like once again, I don't know. Sonic Youth. This is what makes it so interesting because it's like maybe on like a different day, like this one could have went a different way. But when I made the decision here, made the call, I went with "Merry Christ" by Sonic Youth.
I actually went with Low because I do enjoy the melancholic, depressive songs about unrequited love.
Hmm.
And I don't know, just the lyrics, like, I skipped the part about love, it seems so silly and low, and like, morning found me laughing, night suits me fine. I don't know, it hits
Yeah,
me
it's very.
a bit.
The lyrics are really really good in that song.
Yeah. and it just like kind of puts you in that melancholic mood, which is not great, but not bad either.
No, yeah, I understand that for sure.
So my
So
point's gonna go for Low by, or yeah, the REM Low.
nice. Okay. See, this is what makes this show interesting. This is what makes these album classes so fun to do. Um, Track 4, Cool Thing by Sonic Youth versus Near Wild Heaven by REM. What were your thoughts on these tracks?
So, Cool Thing is another one that was always on repeat when I was in high school. It was kind of a throwback to listen to it again after so many years. Sonic Youth has this like sound, like you have to be in a specific mood for Sonic Youth, I find. I can't just turn Sonic Youth on and like drive around with them or anything like that. I feel like you have to be in a specific mood, and I don't know what that mood is. But for some reason, it didn't hit the same like it did in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still like the song. So I'm still going to give it the point based on the fact that I like the lyrics. That I don't know the meaning behind the song specifically,
Yeah.
but REM's Near Wild Heaven, that one was a weird one for me. In the sense of like, I'm not sure I really liked the lyrics. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah. It's a case for me where I love the melody of Near Wild Heaven.
Yeah, the melody was nice, but the constant like ba 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 ba, like I don't know, it just threw me off for some reason.
Yeah. So you're going with Sonic Youth for this one?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I love Cool Thing as a whole, like both in the singing parts as well as the speaking parts. Like this album has a lot of that, and Kim Gordon sure has a lot of interesting stuff to say. And you know, definitely a good song. But Near Wild Heaven, I think so far up to that point, to the fourth track, was my favorite song from this REM album. Honestly, believe it or not, it's a song that's about being so close to attaining true bliss or peace, but also being too far away at the same time. He's near wild heaven, but like at the same time, he feels like it's still just like out of reach. I have to give REM the point for this one. So I'll go with Near Wild Heaven.
Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Track 5. Yeah.
oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, track 5. Moat versus Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Moat is the longest track on Goo, and it represents living life in some sort of spiral and being isolated, pretty much. It gets the message across very effectively. I like the use of the vocal synth in certain parts of the song. It gives it a feeling of like drowning almost, or being distant. And then Endgame by REM was an instrumental track, which did not know that going in. So like that was like kind of felt like it was like an unfair match here. But sometimes people prefer obviously instrumental tracks anyway. Sometimes like if it's a really good instrumental, it might beat a song with really good lyrics. Just depends on the listener and how the song's constructed and the emotions it makes you feel, all that. But it did still kind of feel like a mismatch in a way. So yeah, I went with Moat, obviously.
I like the fact that the lyrics are based on Sylvia Plath's poem, which is kind of cool to me. I always like when artists write lyrics based on like authors and old books and poems and stuff like that.
Me too. I love that.
I do too. There's just like it's like they're taking the song and interpreting it in their own way, type thing, or taking like the original literature and interpreting it.
Yeah, it's like propping up art with other art. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. So I think that I prefer instrumental, but REM did not get me with this one. So Sonic Youth Mode is going to take my vote because I like the lyrics, I like the melody. It was everything about it that I liked.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Sonic Youth Moat is the winner here. For track 6, okay, this is really good. This is a really, really good matchup, I think, personally. Shiny Happy People by REM versus My Friend Goo by Sonic Youth. Um, First off, I want to get your thoughts first, but before I say anything, before any of that, Shiny Happy People was like, um, there's and Beavis and Butthead watched the music video for this, so that's where I knew it from, was Beavis and Butthead. But definitely a really really fun song. But what are your thoughts on this matchup here? Because I think it's a really really good matchup.
So very much two strong songs, but Shiny Happy People was kind of silly in my opinion. Like it's silly in a good way. I know the meaning behind it, but it was a fun song. Whereas My Friend Goo, it was still a fun song. Obviously, they're both very strong in their lyrics, their composition, melodies, everything like that. But like the meaning behind Shiny Happy People just makes me appreciate it so much more.
Yeah, because it has a hidden meaning to it. Like it's another one of those songs where it's more than just surface level.
Yeah, and I'll let you speak before I do that. But what was your thoughts on the matchup?
Well, My Friend Goo is such a funny song, and it's obviously very catchy. It's about like Goo is this carefree character. She wears green underwear. Apparently, she says "pu" every time. My friend Goo says "pu." I love that. Like, it makes me laugh. Just it's so random, but like it's like yeah, it's like she's telling these dudes they fucking smell. Like any dudes that like talk to her like, "Hey Goo, what's new?" And then she tells them "pu." I love that. It's so funny. Very catchy song. Shiny Happy People by REM is such a banger too, and this really is a tough matchup. The cool thing, like I said, like we mentioned about Shiny Happy People, is its hidden meaning. It's actually making fun of forced happiness and like propaganda and stuff like that. But on the surface, it's a shiny happy pop song.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Oh my.
it was inspired by like a Chinese propaganda poster, and
Mm-hmm.
and it was being used to promote the importance of the Chinese workers and soldiers, and gave this impression of China as a utopia. China is a country that I personally am interested in when it comes to that sort of thing. So this song was coming on while I was reading up about China, and it actually just fits so much. Like it was
Wow.
actually kind of weird. I'm gonna have to give it the
Really
point just for that alone.
topical. Yeah, I'm going with Shiny Happy People as well. I
Yeah,
love My Friend Goo though. One of the best tracks I think on Goo. So
yeah. It's probably one of their best like known ones besides Cool. What's what was the name of that?
Dirty Boots.
Yeah, Dirty Boots. I'm
Yeah,
thinking of
yeah,
another album.
yeah. So yeah, Shiny Happy People. Good song. Track 7, Disappear versus Belong. Uh, Disappear by Sonic Youth. I like the themes that are present in Disappear. It's about time and longing to reconnect with something that you lost. Belong by REM is about, well, belonging somewhere. But like I like the themes and like I like all that, but like I don't think I'm a fan really of either song. And like I don't feel like neither of them on a particular level. But if I had to choose one of the two songs, I would go with Disappear by Sonic Youth
Hmm.
myself.
Is there anything that stood out about Disappear for you that kind of took that, or was it kind of a bias from
I
nostalgia?
think it was, yeah, that was more of a bias for Sonic Youth.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to give the point to REM for this one. Surprisingly, again, I never listened to REM, so they were never my type of music. Um,
Yes.
so I'm surprised that I actually gave the point to them for this one because I prefer Sonic Youth. But I do like the lyrics, those creatures jump the barricades and have headed for the sea. For some reason, because the song is about like breaking free from the mass media. So
Mm-hmm.
just like kind of masking it as like a fantasy thing like that, like you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of
Yes.
like they're kind of subtle in their words, which I really like. I like when artists do that.
Yeah, I love stuff like that too. Yeah, that's a really good line, and it is a very well written
Hmm.
song for sure.
So my point goes to REM for this one.
Awesome. I like that. Track 8, Mildred Pierce by Sonic Youth versus Half a World Away by REM. I'll let you start this one off.
Mildred Pierce was just literally Mildred Pierce. That's the whole album. There's a few no's, y's, and ahs in there. Um,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. I wasn't a fan of this song, I have to be honest. This wasn't my favorite song on the album. It wasn't the strongest one. It wasn't the even close to favorite.
Yeah.
By default, I have to give it to REM, which REM's song of Half a World Away was a lot better. I like the lyrics. They seem this whole album actually seems to be a lot about unrequited love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like not getting what you want. And I don't know, it just hit better than Mildred Pierce.
Mildred Pierce. Literally just a character. She's a character from an old film noir classic.
Mm-hmm.
And all it is like just screaming, no, she died.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's all it is. It's just, yeah, there's nothing really to the track at all. So in contrast, Half a World Away, even if you put Half a World Away against some of the other songs on this Sonic Youth album, I would it has a chance of winning because it's a super beautiful song. Like, where has this track been so far? Like, on this album, it's about being separated from someone you love, and yeah, like, it's really good song for people with like separation anxiety and things like that. Yeah, Half a World Away, because like you feel like even if you're like closer to a person, like you feel like you're super far away, you know? And I was like that as a kid. Like, I felt like that as a kid. You know, if someone wasn't like within my sight, like it just felt like they was like so far, you know, from me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Half a World Away. Good song. Yeah. So we both picked Half a World Away for that one.
We did, yeah.
Heck yeah. Any other thoughts on that?
Not not really. The Mildred Pierce kind of threw me off when I was listening to this album, so
Mildred Pierce. No, she died. It's so funny. It's random.
yeah, it was just a random. I don't really like those tracks though, like just the random. They don't seem to have like a lot of meaning to them, or they're just kind of thrown in there.
Yeah. They kind of were just trying to fill space on the record so it has a track. Yeah.
That's what it felt like, so.
Yes. Track 9, Cinderella's Big Score versus Texarkana. I really like the lyrics in Cinderella's Big Score by Sonic Youth, especially like its reflection on materialism. It says you'd rather have a dollar than a hug from your sis. And like your old lady's pissed, she's polishing her fist. Like, had some really fun lyrics in it. The musical craftsmanship of Texarkana, though, really stands out for me. The guitar and drums from the intro alone really hooked me, like right from the start. Got me moving and swinging my hips, you know, like just from the start. And it's another song about longing and yearning. Like it says, I give my life to find it, I would give it all, catch me if I fall. Both very strong songs in composition and lyrics. But something about Texarkana, like it just really stood out for me. And like I said, like I was hooked like right from the opening like riff and the drums. So I would definitely give the point to REM, Texarkana here.
I would say that my point goes to Cinderella's Big Score because I also like that. I don't know if you've read the Sonic Life autobiography.
No.
Yeah, so Thurston Moore wrote Sonic Life, which is a memoir.
Yeah.
And the lyrics, basically, he said, were about his, like, Kim Gordon's brother and how troubled he was.
Yeah.
So I always like those kind of songs, too, where they're based off real people that the artist knows.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's awesome. I did not know that, so.
Mm-hmm. So my point's going to go with Cinderella's Big Score, because I always liked that song, even back in high school.
That's awesome, yeah, because, like, yeah, you know, because when you, like, know stories behind songs, like, they do take on a whole new meaning, and, yeah, that's exciting. That's cool. I didn't know that, so.
Yeah, that's my big thing with songs is I always try to find the meaning behind them.
Yeah, I try to look it up as well. I try to look for it as well. So, but yeah, that's one that escaped me. I did not know about that. That's awesome.
Hmm.
So, thanks for sharing that. I did want to read. I did see because after I listened to the drummer from Hole's autobiography, I got recommended Kim Gordon's autobiography as well. After that, so it's been I've been looking at it every time I go on Audible. So I wonder if Thurston Moore's book is on there as well. It probably is. I'll have to check it out.
Probably.
Yeah, those are probably two autobiographies I'll end up listening to eventually. Um, so yeah, you went with Cinderella's big score. I chose Texarkana, and then we had track 10, Scooter and Jinx by Sonic Youth versus Country Feedback by REM. It was kind of unfair, this one. In retrospect, if we cut out Scooter and Jinx in the REM instrumental, it would probably have like even things out better. But hey, as it stands now, REM gets the point for Country Feedback. It's a nice little song, so it's crazy to think of the matchups we could have had though.
Yeah, if they had just like put the two in, can you imagine the coincidence if they put the two instrumental ones side by side?
Yes.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, in standard album clash format, from the Talk Is Jericho, like them doing that stuff, they would have normally like cut out like instrumental tracks and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to like do sometimes. So
Yeah, my point automatically just goes to REM because again, has to be a specific instrumental song that gets me, and it was kind of an unfair matchup. So by default, REM.
Yep, REM Country Feedback. Then, of course, in track 11, which was the final tracks for these albums, Titanium Expose by Sonic Youth, excuse me, versus Me and Honey by REM. Your thoughts on these two?
So the Me and Honey is apparently from the perspective of a father to be for an unwanted pregnancy. So that being said, I do like the perspective part of it. I always like when it's, like Stan, Eminem Stan. I like those type of songs where they're written by people who like aren't supposed to be the artist. If that makes sense. I'm not sure if that will make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's like a character.
Yeah. But I do like, so I feel like both songs, by contrast, they're about two completely separate things. Like Titanium Expose is about having a lover that's as strong as, that's like titanium. It's dangerous, but everywhere. So, I don't know. This one, Titanium Expose, sorry, I'm starting to stutter my words.
You're good.
This one was never my favorite in high school, but listening to it again as an adult, I actually really like it a lot more than the REM's Me and Honey, even though I like the meaning behind Me and Honey a lot more. I liked the melody, the composition, and the lyrics of Sonic Youth's Titanium.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that. In my opinion, like both these songs really had the feel of outro tracks too. Titanium, like you said, like what it's about. It's like about a lover who is like titanium, both strong and dangerous. It has like a minute plus long intro before the lyrics start. Both Kim and Thurston both sharing vocals in the song, and yeah, I like the speed up about like 4 minutes in with the guitar and drums. Yeah, sugar now do it to me. Yeah, I like that. It reaches a halt at the end, which is apropos for a final track. It kind of like just feels like a perfect final track. Like it's like a roller coaster, boom. Like that's how I like final tracks to be in some like a lot of times for an album. Yeah.
Yeah, they were both
the
very strong.
Oh yeah, very strong. Yeah, the lyrics of Me and Honey, of course, like you said, as well about unexpected parenthood. The female singer in this is actually the same girl from who sang "Back Up on Shiny Happy People." It's Kate Pearson of the B-52s, actually.
Oh, cool.
So that's that's kind of neat. It's the same girl again, so that's pretty cool. Um, I'm gonna go with Sonic Youth again though, and in my case that was the tiebreaker, and that made Sonic Youth the overall winners for me.
Okay, that's pretty good. I
Hmm.
mean, I can't argue with that because Sonic Youth's Goo is just a classic, but REM is not one that I, again, ever listened to. But this is what the album clash is about: is listening to albums that take you out of your comfort zone as well.
Yeah, that's the exciting part about the album clash. We hope that it makes the listeners also like who if they whether they've heard these albums or not, familiarize themselves with these groups or not. It's about like sharing music and also like broadening your musical tastes as well because like neither of us are huge REM people, but we can at least by doing this, listening to the album and doing research on the songs, you learn more about them, and then you might get like more of a more of an appreciation for what they're about, and that's one of the really cool things about doing these, which is why we've done a few of them now. They're really fun to do. They really are.
No, I enjoy getting out of my music zone because, as I mentioned on the podcast before, I never listened to a lot of music as a kid. So music has never been. I've always been like a instrumental. Like I have to listen to music that allows me to imagine something.
Hmm.
Which is hard to do nowadays.
Yes.
So it's good. It opens up my mind because then I listen to the lyrics a lot more instead of just listening to the melodies.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's so much to do, like with music, and that's all about music. Like instrumentals, no matter what it is, like is if it makes you feel something, that's all that matters. And yeah, I love just judging the songs based on all the different merits. And yeah, I think we've done some really really good like some really really good artists
Hmm.
for these album clashes so far.
Yeah, and I appreciate you actually just finding all these artists because uh, Wutai is the one who finds all these artists. He finds the albums and then matches them together, so he does quite a good job with finding, different genres and that. And sometimes we do the same artist, sometimes we don't. Um, but you've done a good job so far with that.
Well, thank you very much.
Hmm.
Appreciate that. No, yeah, I can. It's been a thrill, like
Hmm.
doing just this podcast in general, but together. But yeah, no, I love doing this music thing as well because like it's interesting getting your thoughts and on things as well, for sure. So yeah, and speaking of music, I did mention that I finished that listening to the autobiography by Patty Schemmel, uh, the drummer from Hole, and I also wanted to apologize for another mistake that I made back when we did the whole thing. I don't know why I kept saying Patty was the one singing like backing vocals in like some of the songs. That would be Melissa, who is she's the guitarist who sings backing vocals, which is funny because listening to the autobiography, she was talking about how she gets pissed sometimes because people always mistake her and Melissa for the same person, which is just funny. I
That
was
is
like, oh
funny.
shit, damn. I was like, damn, I did that shit to her. I mistook them for each other too. But no, yeah, Patty Schemmel, her autobiography was really good. There's a lot of good stories in it. Obviously, like she talks about like her like all the different rehabs she was at and like her addictions and all that stuff. But you do get a lot of really good insight on what it was like for her being in the band in Hole, and just like what became like why Hole broke up in general, and just like what kind of you learn more about what kind of person Courtney Love is, because like I don't think Courtney Love's the type that would, I don't know if she's ever done an autobiography, and I don't know if she would, but so most of the stuff you hear about Courtney Love, like stories and stuff, it's you get them from people who were close to her in her circle, and it's really cool hearing stories about her and about Kurt Cobain as well from Patty Schemmel, because she lived with Kurt and Courtney for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, she babysat Francis a lot, and it's like there's some pretty cool stories. Like it's a really interesting, you know, read or listen for any music fan who likes that music from that era and just wants to hear like stories about that. Then just I could find that she's just a really good storyteller that you start to actually like. It's one of those things where it's like any type of story or book, like if you get hooked on like the conflict, then like you're gonna want to keep listening. And yeah, like she did a good job endearing herself, like, and you wanted to hear about how she overcame the addictions and all that stuff and came out on the other end.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely a good book. It's called Hit So Hard, which is another thing I appreciate, that she named it after a whole song, and a lot of the chapters she also named after whole songs as well.
Which is cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I did want to take time to talk about that book. So yeah, maybe one day we'll do more whole stuff. Like
Yeah, and then you can listen to that Sonic Youth memoir and then let us know what you think of that.
yes, yeah. I want to listen to both of them. I want to listen to Thurston Moore's and Kim Gordon's. I want to listen to both of their autobiographies for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Those will be the next ones.
Perfect.
Yeah. Have you ever seen any of the documentaries like that they put out for? I think it was the Kurt Cobain one. I think it was called About a Son. Is like the big one that came out like not that long ago.
No, I don't usually also watch musician stuff as much.
Yeah.
It's not something that I like go out of my way for. Like
Yeah.
I've told you that I've read the Motley Crue book, which is a really good one, by the way. It's wild. But like other than that, I don't know. There's just certain things that like. But again, this is why, I encourage you to talk about it, because it makes me interested in actually seeing them, watching them, reading the books.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I do love documentaries and books and stuff like that about musicians. It's definitely something I love. Like it's something I take a great interest in, because as a huge music fan, there's just something about like those autobiographies and those documentaries. There's a lot of bands and artists that I wish there were more content like that and stories from their perspectives and stuff as well, because a lot of stuff you see written from like second or third hand like perspectives and stuff.
Yeah, because when I would go to the bookstore, you would just see all these biographies and that, but they were always written by other people, and it's like I want to actually read it by the person
I want to know from
themselves.
their, yeah, I want to hear about it like in their words for sure.
Yeah,
Like yeah, that's the thing too. Like with Courtney Love, same thing. Like I've always thought such an interesting like and complex person to like, like it would be cool just to hear like from her own like perspective of things. But like, the next best thing is hearing from like her friends and bandmates and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
So yeah.
So yeah, Sonic Youth is a great band. REM is still great, so if you listen to REM, then that's great, because that album was peak for REM for someone who's never listened to them.
Yeah, it was actually a really good album, very strong album actually. Yeah, because like there's certain songs that REM's another one of those bands. It's like I've been listening to music forever, long time, and like it's not like I didn't know like certain songs that they sang, but like in a way, like it's one of those things like you don't really put two and two together. Because like I was talking to my friend about like the album too, like, and I was like playing some of the songs from it, and I was like, yeah, REM isn't a bad band, and then like he started singing this one goes out to the one I love. I'm like, oh shit, you're right, that is REM that sings that too, huh? I never put two and two together. I'm like, yeah, that is one of their songs. You're right. Good. He's like, I was like, you know who they are then. But like, that song was from 1987, which is kind of hard to believe. It came out before this album did.
Yeah.
That we did today, and that's a '91 album, I think, is what the one we did today.
And it's
out
funny
of
because
time.
my
Good
best
album.
friend is actually an REM fan, but despite her attempts, I never actually sat down and listened to them much. Besides, again, losing my religion.
Hmm. Yeah. I definitely recommend listening to the Lacuna Coil cover of "Losing My Religion." It is peak. It really is. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll look that up.
Hmm. So yeah, it's a real banger. Funny, like it's a lot of times where it's like the cover, not a lot of times the cover is like better than the original, but that's one of the cases, in my opinion, that it is. But like I said, it's probably unpopular because of like just how you know classic that song is and
Hmm.
highly regarded it is to people.
Yeah,
It's like sacred.
perfect.
It's kind of like the same difference with "Man Who Sold the World." Uh, that's a David Bowie
Hmm.
song, but a lot of people actually would say that they like Nirvana's version better.
Hmm.
Yeah, I and then I blow it all out of the water by saying I like Midge Ure. I think his name it's Midge. His name is Midge Ure, like Uri, whatever. I like his version of "The Man Who Sold the World" the most, mainly because of the fact that it was featured in the Metal Gear Solid 5 game. Yeah, like it's like the first song that they play in the game, and it's when Venom Snake is waking up out of the coma, and yeah, like it's the part one of the game is literally called "From the Man Who Sold the World," so they play that version of the song. So that version is actually my favorite of "Man Who Sold the World." So it's always interesting.
Perfect. Yeah. And that's anything else you want to add?
No, actually, I think that's it.
All right.
Just wanted to get a few things out there. Like obviously, yeah, we started rambling after the because I didn't get a chance to talk about the book, so that was about all I had left. If you have anything else.
No, I'm good. That that was episode 2 though of the season 2 not the finale. Oh my gosh. Season 2
It's
opener.
good. Just having a stroke.
Yeah. It's been a long
Episode
week.
one. Yeah, it's definitely. I feel it. So episode one of season two.
Yes. And that was the
Yes,
third
there.
album clash.
Third album. Yeah, there's too many numbers here to deal with right now.
Yeah.
Too many numbers.
Too many. It's too early.
Season two, episode one, album clash three.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I know the clocks
Like
go
we're doing a
forward tonight
Resident
too,
Evil.
so
It's like we're doing a Resident Evil puzzle or something.
yeah.
Oh
So
my god, yeah, Resident Evil 9, by the way.
yeah, that was a good one.
Such a great game.
Yeah. We'll have to
Not
like
gonna spoil that for anybody.
make a Resident Evil episode.
Oh my god, I would love to just do an episode just focused completely on everything Resident Evil. Because it counts, because like it started in the 90s.
Mm. Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah, everything
We
Resident
can do
Evil.
that
We
next
can
week.
talk about Resident Evil episode.
Mhm.
Heck yeah, we could talk about all of them. Resident Evil, all the games. We can even talk about the movies and
Mhm.
other things like media. I would love that. I'm down for it.
Sure. So that's the next episode then.
Resident Evil. Let's go.
All right. But so that was the first episode of the second season, and
Third album.
yeah, these were your hosts
James.
and Rebekah, and we will see you next time for a Resident Evil episode.
Resident Evil.
Requiem. No, I don't know. I can't do the voice this early in the morning. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys later.
See you.